We're gonna call the meeting at 12:40 p.m.
Yeah,
Saturday, July 12th.
all right,
President will be Denise LaBelle,
all right.
Bonnie Lees, Tom Hardaway, Billy Tavares,
Deanna Escobar.
Deanna Escobar, and
Janice Lieber for Sharon Peach.
I'm not sure who is on the Zoom meeting per se.
We've got
Peggy.
Joyce. Who's that?
Isabella.
Joyce Lieber.
Isabella and Diana, we are from Synergy, okay?
Okay, Peggy, I see as well, and Joyce.
Yes.
Okay,
Who is Joyce?
that's you, right?
Is Joyce me?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Janice.
Sorry.
Janice.
Janice.
Okay.
And just Peggy on Zoom?
And just Peggy on Zoom.
Peace. Okay.
Well, we have an agenda because we have people here, so we'll just start going over things when we're ready.
Well, we have established a quorum. There's board members
Mm-hmm.
present. So now the discussion of the proposed special assessment is
Correct.
next on the agenda.
Correct. So we're going to discuss a few things, starting with the special assessment, the pavement that we're going to talk about, who we chose, why we chose who we did, the payments that'll be assessed to everybody, and then moving forward. We'll have a couple of other things to discuss as well, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So with the pavement, if you could see on the Zoom meeting, we have it set up there for each unit, 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms, how much each one will cost per unit, broken down into 4 payments. We changed it from 3 payments to 4 payments to ease up the burden on everybody. Starting in August, and the last one should be due in November. Okay, so a 1 bedroom, you'll be paying $333.84. 2 bedrooms, $375.63 for those 4 months until we reach our goal, and we will start the project.
Got it.
I know there was some discussion and questions as why we chose who we did.
Billy, and this was sent to all of our owners. And
Mhm.
it's on the second page.
Okay,
So if
and-
you need to see that again, that's where it
Okay.
exists.
So if you heard what she said, that was Denise. She said that what I read out to you was sent to all the owners. So you do have it. You should have it. And if you don't, please send us an email. I'll make sure you get it. So it exists. It's there, so you could have an understanding.
Second page of like all the Zoom information.
So there's 2 pages. One was the Zoom information. The second page would be all the payment information for everyone. Okay. Who we chose and why. Okay, we chose a company called DMI. We got several bids for this project, as you guys all know. And DMI, from what I saw, I liked it because number one, in their estimate, they were very detailed as to what they would be doing for us. Starting, finishing in one continuous motion, which means they will start one day and they will not stop until it's done, unless weather is a problem or a hindrance. Then they would have to come back the next day and so on and so forth. But their idea is to start and to finish. The other proposals didn't really question that. They also said that they were going to mill, which milling means going down 1.5 inches and taking out the existing pavement. The other ones stated that, and the second leading one, I should say, was Paving Lady that we were looking at. And, they're, just for an example, their estimate said that they would pave over anything that couldn't mill. Okay. So that kind of gave me a little pause to say, you know what? I'd rather go with someone who's going to take it all out and remove it.
First would be a Band-Aid. We'd have to
Correct.
probably do
Right.
it
Do it
in
correct.
5 years anyways.
Correct.
So let's have this one last us a good 15. Tom, I'd appreciate, what do you think? It's like, if we start from scratch, that should last us a good 15 years, maybe more.
I don't know when the last time it was done.
I know it was done
But
around 15 years ago, because the
I-
pictures on our website was when the the driveway was relatively brand new, and those pictures are 15 years old.
Okay.
So no, I agree with the scraping off of the old blacktop and starting over.
I agree with that 100%. I don't want to put a Band-Aid on something that we could just completely redo. We've got the funds for it. I say we completely redo it.
Anita is going to be joining us, so we're going to give her a couple of seconds to pull up a chair.
Yes, I need to. How?
That's all right,
Hey,
Nina.
Nita, you want to try and get in the shade here?
Try.
So I would love to. Get brown. Where's your
Do I bother you for, like, I don't want to be like on top. Are you okay if I do this?
Okay, so moving forward, I went over the pavements. If anyone has questions about the driveway, the pavement, also one more thing I wanted to add. All the people that we talked to mentioned that it has to be sealed 6 months after the pavement is done, and then after that should be sealed again. I believe it was every couple of years or every 3 years, something to that effect. I'll find out what it is.
Like 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years, it has to be sealed again.
And I think by looking at it, it'll be
Yeah.
our judgment, whether it's 2.5 years, whatever. we want,
Correct.
It's about time.
And then that way we preserve our investment that we're putting in so it could last for a longer time.
Is the 6-month sealing included in the contract?
No, it is
Okay.
not. It is a separate cost. He said it was, and he had rough estimated because he just looked at the thing about $2,500, I believe it was going to cost.
How often?
6 months after the initial pavement is put in, they have to wait 6 months, and after that, every 2 to 3 years
As a maintenance, as a maintenance.
as a maintenance to preserve the blacktop.
And the 2,500 is per sealant.
Yes, and just for an example, we should be able to use that money out of our expense account,
A slush fund.
or slush fund, what have you. To maintain it shouldn't be another assessment. We should be good to go. So if anyone has any questions or comments about the pavement, please ask now.
Janice Lieber representing Unit 301, Fisher and Peach. Do you know what the property lines are here?
We have a land survey, and that's also a very important question because in one of the bids that we got, one of the contractors wanted to put a drain leading from the northeast parking lot to the sewer. And when I talked to a couple of the pavement companies, I asked each one of them what, about that puddle that sits there. And they explained to me that in order to have that function, number one, you have to have the survey and make sure we do not encroach on Fort Lauderdale's property. That's very important. The city property. The second thing they mentioned was in order to have it work properly, it has to be pitched towards that. And the only way you're going to pitch it is you're going to have to dig 12 to 18 inches down and build it back up in order to get it out. So that's another project, one in itself. And two, is it something that we want to invest in just because we have 2 guest spots, and then my spot and Peggy's spot at 304 are the ones that are really affected, so I don't if we want to spend that kind of money for that project to do it, and we don't even know what the boundaries are. We'd have to go through the city, so it's a complete, something completely different and different from the scope of this entire pavement project that we're doing. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Are you going to have it marked out, your property line?
The survey company, the company that's doing it is going to get with the city. The city comes here with them. They look it over. They give us the approval, what can be done. They give us a property. I do all of that.
They usually do a Google shot, so you get an overhead shot and they dot line it, so we can share it on the website if, which I think would be a great
Yeah.
idea. So everybody can see exactly what we're doing. We have been doing these shots of, overhead, so you know exactly what's being paved. And-
So, but it should actually be marked out for the contractor as well, so that they know.
Well, they do that.
The contractors, that's going to do that.
That's their job. And it's
That's their job and their responsibility.
We don't do any of that. That's their job. When we hire them, that's what they do.
So you have a quote on something you don't know what the actual square footage is.
No, it's their job to.
They
to
quoted
really
us
present.
to
They
to
do, they
pave-
use the
pave it.
eagle eye scoop thing. They shoot down our property.
Google Earth, yeah.
There's another one. Eagle is more precise, but yes, That's their job.
That's
not
their
ours.
job to do for us. They're gonna get with the city will approve their plans. Once the city approves their plans, they can move forward. And then once it's done, it has to have a final approval from the city.
Okay, so it's not on a square footage basis of your actual proposal from.
It is on a square footage. They measured out the entire parking lot.
But now, I think what you're saying, but now that's our estimate, they have to go to the city. Now that
Okay.
they're all done, their next step is the city.
Once we give them the deposit, they go to the city for the approval, for the permits, the whole thing. And then the city will come out there, meet with them here, and then they go over all that.
What if the property line is different from what they've quoted you at?
Well, then that's their
Yeah,
responsibility.
then they cannot,
It's their responsibility.
yeah, they're not gonna be able to pave where they're not allowed to pave.
Okay, I just didn't want you to get a price for something, you know, if they're including it in, not knowing what is actually truly.
Well, that, until they go to the city and get it, the approval, they're not gonna be able to do anything.
Okay.
But the pavement that we have has already been paved once, it's already been done. It'll be done a second time. Now,
So they'll have that in the records, I'm sorry?
yeah, it should be in the
It should
record.
be in the record.
It just seems like the drain lines, your storm drain lines on this side of the property would be the city's responsibility.
Correct.
But yet it's paved all the way out and around
Correct.
it. under
Correct.
The condos.
Right.
association.
Well, if they did it wrong last time, we're not gonna do it wrong this time. Whatever the city says we can do, and whatever the city permits is what we'll do.
Okay,
Oh,
just because that's where your tripping has.
We're not gonna have a pipe, a drain pipe. Is that correct?
When you say a drain pipe,
The one that
The
was
trench
going to
pipe.
be dug?
the trench? No, we're not doing the
No,
trench.
no.
That's beyond the scope of
Okay.
what we want.
Right. just
And like
one-
that was what I said, that
Got
if
it.
we were to do something like that, we'd have to get a another permit for that, go through the city to see where their boundaries are,
Got it.
so it's a totally different from what we want to get done.
So you're trying to be fiscally efficient.
I think this board has been, our number one goal since we first got together was to be fiscally responsible on everything we do. You know, our budgets and our monies that we have, we're not just going out spending to spend. We're going out looking to see our best, not just the best price, but the best company to do it, to get, we want to make sure that, we don't hire a fly-by-night company that's going to come in, take a deposit, start a job, go do another job someplace else, come back here a week later. People have to move their cars. We understand that. We don't want people moving their cars over and over. We don't want people calling us saying what's going on. We want a company that's going to come in, start it, finish it, one shot. If it takes 2 days, it takes 2 days.
Does that include the striping as well?
It takes the striping. They're going to take the parking spots. They're going to move
The
it,
little
And
cement
do it all.
things with the letters.
They're going to re-stencil the letters, everything. Okay.
If I can just add something, Janice and everybody, there's an addendum to the contract, which was written by our attorney, that covers a lot of things, the questions that you have asked. The contract has not yet been signed. All of these items in the addenda have to be agreed upon. So hopefully, without an increase in price, just let you know.
Yeah. So Bonnie and I are working on the with DMI, the guys at DMI. I sent them this addendum last week, and he said he would he's going to send it to his lawyer, and then he'll come back to us with any questions. So we're waiting for that, and hopefully we'll have that wrapped up this week and move forward from there. All right. Any other questions regarding the pavement? Anyone?
I missed the beginning, but I think I'm.
You didn't miss
good.
anything. Yeah, you didn't miss. You
Okay,
didn't miss
thank
much.
you.
They will be in our email.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So if we're good with that, we'll move on. Couple of things that I just want to talk about regarding what we've been doing, the board's been working on.
I don't know if you want to vote on the assessment.
Okay, we'll do the
This
vote
one?
now.
Okay,
Okay.
you'll need a formal move, somebody has to move
Okay.
to, and put as much detail in the motion as you can. Approve a contract with so-and-so for such and such an amount.
Okay. So I'll move to,
Starting date to be determined upon signing the contract and 4 assessments.
okay, I move with what he said.
Second it.
So okay, so I'm
What's the lady's name from Synergy?
Diane?
Diana.
Diana?
Diana?
Yes.
Diana.
Did you hear me clearly enough on the?
Yes.
motion?
I'll
Okay.
Yeah, I clear and I put in notes.
Okay, all
Okay.
right.
So we're gonna move to that. Does anybody second that motion?
I second it. So did Bonnie.
Bonnie?
I was your first
Okay.
second.
She was the first second, that's right.
So, if there's no other questions, we're gonna move on.
Got to vote on it.
I thought we did. Okay,
No, you
anyone
approved
want
the
to vote?
motion.
Approved, motion is approved.
All in favor first. All in favor. Just board members vote.
All right.
Okay.
It is a board decision
Mhm.
and there are 3 board members present. That is quorum of the board, so they can conduct the meeting, so they voted to approve the assessment.
That's great.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah.
Moving on. So I just want to talk about a couple of quick things here. I know people were asking about a fence, and I'm gonna cover that quickly in a minute. But I do want to go over a couple of other things that the board is working on. Insurance. We have a new insurance for flood. It is should be on our website by now. I believe
It
Denise
is.
put it
It
up.
is.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Okay, under owner section, look for it, because if your mortgage company asks, it should be there. You could, get it to them relatively easy. We ended up shopping it around. Our current company was asking, I believe it was 18,000. I found one for 16,000, and we're actually getting a check back for 2,000. So our payment's gonna be about 14,000. And we just did a little work trying to get the best pricing we could get
We're
for
gonna take
flood.
that and go on a cruise.
No cruising.
And
No proofs of that.
our insurances for I believe it was hazard is going to be coming up soon, September, and we have a couple of other insurances in February. We will also be shopping that around, trying to get lower pricing for everything, the best pricing with the same coverage that we can get to save all of us homeowners as much money as possible. The second thing I want to cover are these electric doors that are in the back. If everybody's been back there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I got 3 quotes already. I've met with a gentleman by the name of Alonzo with FP&L. He came here, and he came here when the guys were here for the quotes. And what's interesting was they wanted to open the doors, but they couldn't. And they couldn't because they were worried that if they opened it, it wasn't going to close back up. So we have to find the company we're going to do the changing of the doors. And Denise and I are working on that one.
Right.
And so once we get that, we'll be able to do everything in one motion. FP&L will bring people here to supervise and make sure. We got the specs from the doors, the specification that the doors have to be. So we sent that to the door companies, and they're looking it over to make sure those doors that they're quoting us will meet the specifications of FP&L, and we should be good. So hopefully that should be wrapped up. Go ahead.
Excuse me, Anita speaking, 108. So the electric door, does that go back to the city or is that on the condo?
The doors are our responsibility.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying
We
that.
have to pay for it.
Even though
city-
it's their property.
Correct.
They own it, but we have to take.
We're not allowed to go in the room. We're not allowed to do anything like that, but we are responsible for the door.
Thank you for
Denise,
clarifying.
Denise, did we send pictures of the back of the door just in case people?
Yeah, I believe we did. I
Well, I
believe
know
we
they
did.
sent them to us, but
Right.
did we send them to all our owners? Yeah,
That would be good. No, they
Yeah.
did,
Thank
but
you,
that would
Anita.
be good for transparency.
Okay.
absolutely.
And maybe
When
just put it on we'll put it on the website if you want,
I will do that.
Let's do that.
If it's not,
I
yeah.
like that idea.
So we could look at it. So just to give you guys an idea, the doors we got quotes for between $10,000 and $12,000 for these doors. I got one quote for 7,000, but they will not meet the specifications because they were, I believe it was aluminum, and they are no good. So, I mean, of course, we want to go as least expensive as possible, but we want to get a good job as well. But most importantly, they have to meet city code, FP&L code.
Exactly.
So we're not going to rush into it. We're going to make sure that whoever we choose, the door is correct, and move from there. Okay, so if there's any questions about the doors, please go ahead and ask. But that's on the agenda for us to get done sooner than later, because if you look at the doors, they're in desperate need of repair.
So the F, E, and L is fire protection and life.
No, FPL is Florida Power and Light. That's our electric company, and they're the ones that are that own that area, but we're responsible for the doors.
But I like your logo. Fire protection and what? Light?
Like, I always
Life.
life safety.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to another quick subject. Is going to be the plumbing. If you guys notice, we put a new clean out here in the front end of the building.
Diana, look a little more right.
You
It's
see that
the
thing
white
popping
light,
up, that little
yeah.
white thing
Oh.
popping up?
What is that?
So I'll explain that to you.
It's
So
between 102, 103.
So this is important for people to know, especially if you live on the bottom floors, guys. Everyone knows that we have cast iron pipes, one,
Right.
and the pipes go from the third floor to the second floor to the first floor. Okay. When it hits that first floor, there's a 90-degree angle, a 90-degree turn. And what happens is all the stuff that's being flushed down, all the stuff that's going down sinks, comes to that 90-degree and comes out to a main pipe in front of all of our houses here, or in front of the first floor house per se.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And in the building adjacent, our building, same thing. And those pipes come out and meet the main building, if you understand what I'm saying. And all these pipes come and meet in the middle in front of 103. And from there, the pipe goes out to our main sewer right in the street. So if you go to that northeast corner, you'll see sewer. That's where it all goes. It was all cast iron pipes for this whole time, as you guys know, many, many years. This building's 60 years old. So that's how it was built back then. And what they did was they replaced that cast iron and they put a PVC, and I have a picture of it, the PVC pipe, and the PVC pipe, and try to picture what I'm saying, has two hose, how do I say it?
Drainage
Drainage pipes, so that they could clean it out from either the main building or that goes out to the sewer. Okay. So that's probably something that should have been done many years ago, but we finally got it done. It cost us about $1,800, but it got done. And the main important thing that I want to say is, especially the people who live on the first floor, it's important that you run water. It's important that you flush your toilets, because when the people above you are flushing and running, it's going to go down to that 90-degree and it's going to stop at a certain point, and scaling will begin. Okay. Scaling will cause the backups that we've had problems with. And if you're on the first floor and if you're not running it,
Very true.
if you're not running it, you're going to have major problems. So we're just letting everybody know that you guys have to, especially on the first floor,
Yes.
make sure you are flushing, make sure even if you're not home, maybe, you're gone for a couple of months, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I think maybe years, as we had one tenant one owner who was gone. Yeah. Who was gone for many years.
Infamous.
And they had a huge problem, and the scaling happened. We had to spend a considerable amount of money with 3 different plumbers and, HVAC company, exterminators, and we're trying to avoid that. So that's why we did, number 1, the clean out, and number 2, we're putting it out there for everybody to know. It's important you run your water, especially on the first floor. That 9 degrees, that stuff is going to stop at a certain point. The water from the second and third will not flush it all the way to the main pipes that it needs to be. Run your waters. Be conscious. You'll thank us later, without that. Any question on the plumbing?
I'll take more showers.
There you go.
All right. So going forward, moving on, I should say, we took a survey and asked people what they wanted in terms of a fence or this pavement, and it was pretty much almost dead even, So let me say to everybody, it's the responsibility of the board to maintain this property as best as we can. And you guys see that.
Debilitating.
Yeah, you see that people want the pavement, you see that people want the fence, and like I said earlier, our goal is to be fiscally responsible. I took a quick look before I came down on our 3 accounts that we have. Okay, and our 3 accounts, I'll let you know what they are. They are a Sears account / savings account. So if you go on the website, you'll see what a Sears report is, a structural integrity report. the stuff that we have to, by law, have to have reserves for by a certain time coming up. Okay. So we have about $70,000. I think we're doing a great job with that. $70,000 in that account. We could use that for painting, plumbing issues, fireproofing. Again, it's on the website. We have a operating account, which is about $30,000 plus or minus. In that account, we use that for every monthly expenses, the pool, landscapers. We've been using it for the plumbing people when they came in, Peter, et cetera, FP&L. That's how we pay our operating expenses. And we have a slush fund. The slush fund is for us to improve the property, how the board deems, necessary. And that being said, that is one of the things that, we want to talk to, because we can use that for a fence.
How much is in that, please?
23,000 for the slush fund. And if you have any questions like that, you could email me again. I'll send you, as much information as you need. So Kyra and I are going to be working on a fence project. Okay, just to let you guys know, we have the money to do it. And that's one of the main reasons we decided to go ahead with an assessment for the pavement, because we didn't want to take money from the slush to use it for the pavement, when if we assessed it, got it done, now we have monies available to get this fence done. Tom, got a question?
Yeah. If you pay for the FPNL doors, $10,000, I think paying for the fence, you may or may not have enough. Is that-
Correct.
Okay.
So that is why we're not rushing for the fence. We are taking our time to get things done and get things done right. With Isabella, our accountant in Synergy, she works with me. We ask her what, and Enrique as well, how we can, pay for certain projects that we're trying to get done, and in the same time continue to save and continue to build our reserves so we can meet the state's requirements when the time comes, and improve the property as well, because that's very important. Everybody pays, as you know, a lot of money monthly, and we want to, the best we can have. We want the best property we could have, the safest, most secure property we could have. So that being said, once we get the doors done, and depending on how we pay it, whether it's through the slush fund or whether it's, maybe some of the slush, use some of our operating, we can go from there. Okay. And then we could figure out how we could put the fence up. So that being said, with the fence, we're also going to have some landscaping done. Okay. We had a proposal for a fence that the board ended up changing their mind and rejecting to move to a different layout of the fence. So the layout of the newer fence that we're getting quotes for will go all around, if you understand what I'm saying, where the green chain link fences are on the west side, on the east side will be replaced. We're looking at a 6-foot high fence, kind of like what we have here by the pool, if you see, with a little kind of spike at the top, and it's meant so nobody could climb and no one could, breach it. Okay.
I like 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the
definitely.
spike at the top so nobody can.
Similar to the people that we have across the street.
Yes. So if you look across the street from where we live, so like I said, we have a quote coming for landscaping. They are going to have to remove certain trees from here. Okay. There's a bougainvillea on the west side that's eating up and taking over the chain link fence all the way for about another 10 feet. You have a bunch of weeds out there that need to be removed. And the new fence proposal that we're going to be doing will be, like I said, both the chain links on the east and west, and on the north side, it will go just on from the PVC fence that we currently have. It'll replace all of that. We're going to put a 4-foot swinging door on this north side as well. We're going to remove that big bush that's on the corner, and the fence will go all the way to the building. So we want to have the entire building secured. And then that being said, as you go on the north side, we're going to put the fence around the big tree going, further north. Again, we have to see what the property line is. We can't go on the city property line. So we're going to go as far as we can. go another 10 feet and then cut straight across to the east side to meet the east side of the building. Okay. And like I said, we're going to have a 4-foot swinging fence on the north side, and we're going to do 2 more on the east and west side. Okay. Go ahead. Anita has a quick question.
Anita, 108, quick question. Also, I like the idea of the padlock. I was talking with one of the board members and they shared that with me.
Mhm.
On Home Depot has it for what, $30? So everybody, we can have a code. That's my first question. Second one, what happens to the pool area here? Does everybody see through when you use the pool, or can you put?
Great question. I'm going to get to that. So, one
Yeah,
of the quotes
question.
I talked to one of the gentlemen, and he said to me, if we do our own padlock, it's going to cost about $800 each one. Okay. So, another quote I received, the guy said that they could add it in. Okay. So, the one that's adding it in is obviously a better deal. All 3 fences are pretty much the same material, the same quality, and the ranges was from 13 to 19,000. Okay. When she asked about the padlock, again, we're not rushing into anything because we don't know how USPS, the Postal Service, has to come in every day. People have packages from FedEx, UPS that come in all time, Prime, Amazon come in all days, all time. So we got to figure that out as well as we move forward. So the padlock thing is probably something, yes, we do want to do, but as we dwell too much more into it, we got to figure out how we could handle those issues as well. We don't want to just do something and then have problems later. Another thing with the fence that we did that was not included with the first proposal was we're going to have each of them quoted us have a 10-foot swinging open fence on the east side, because as our landscapers come in with that sit down lawnmower, as people may be moving in and out, they can't move through the gate. They may need a fence, so they need a bigger hole per se to get in and out of. Eventually, we're going to paint the building. We don't know if they need a cherry picker to get inside. When the people came to cut the trees, they needed a cherry picker, so they had to come inside. And so we have to have a 10-foot swinging fence that was not included with the first proposal of 10,500 around there, and that was not a conducive and not really what we needed. So we wanted a practical, good word. So that's kind of what we're taking our time to get it done. We know people want it done for security. Let me just say, I've been here 8 years. Anita, you've been here for what, 28 years?
Almost 30.
Have we ever had a fence since you've been here on the outside?
No.
Okay. So as much as people want a fence, for the last 30 years, there hasn't been one. We're going to try to get it done sooner than later. I promise everybody. And we're just trying to get it done right. We're trying to make sure the money's there. You know, we do have things that we're taking care of that has to be done.
And
You
more
know?
information will be forthcoming.
100%.
Things
As
get done.
we get the information, we'll try to put it on the website.
Yep.
And please go to our website,
100%.
even before you email, because that information might be there.
All the proposals we get will be put on the website so you guys could look, review. You could see the layout they're doing, what they're getting done, and how it'll be done. And any questions, you could always call, email us, Enrique. Any comments you may have, any concerns, we want to hear it, because it's not our property, it's everyone's property, and that's what we have to, everyone has to understand. And we're trying to balance out what people want, what people need, what has to be done, and our finances. We don't want to come to everybody and assess. We're trying to get this one assessment done and then work with what we have to get the rest of the things done. And it's going to take a little time, That being said, once we do remove, the landscaper comes in and removes what has to be done, and that fence is put up, Anita asked, well, what's going to happen? Are people going to be able to look inside? I'm sure a lot of people want to see me in a G-string, but I'm going to try to prevent that. So I talked to the same landscaper, and we're going to talk about this later as we go. My idea, and the landscaper suggested, we could put a hedge in front of the fence, as well as the north side leading to the east side fence. So we could have another little hedge there as well. So we could have more privacy, or as much privacy as possible.
I have a question. Why are we getting rid of this white fence? I think it looks perfect. It looks beautiful. Is it not up to
Aesthetically
code?
We want to have everything look aesthetically
appealing.
beautiful. We want to make it, we want it so that when people want to sell their houses and somebody comes in, you know, I want to buy that place because look how nice this looks.
You don't want
You know,
hodgepodge.
if we're going to invest money, you know, I think if people invest money, especially with real estate, they expect a return out of that investment.
I tend to agree with Billy. I mean, to
Yeah.
have it all uniform.
I want, yeah,
It's a
uniform.
little more money, but it's gonna last a long time. So I think it's worth it.
You know, like was saying, if we invest money, we want a return on our investment. And that includes not just the fence, but upgrading the landscaping when the money's available, you know, updating whatever we can. This patio furniture, this pool furniture is old. We could definitely use an upgrade here. You know, we could definitely use an upgrade here, you know, and we want to do all that. It's going to take a little time, but it's going to take time. It's going to take money, and it's going to take patience from everybody to understand that this board is out here to do the best we can for everyone. We do want to make it the best it can be. And, you know, we want it so like I said, when people want to sell their house, you want a prospective buyer to come in here and say, this place has aesthetically beautiful. It looks great. The landscaping, the fencing is private. This place has reserves, which is something not many condos around here have. You know, that's going to help us and help the people who want to sell. If you want to, you know, a nicer place to live, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make everyone understand that, you know, and it's true. We have a gem where we're located. We have, you know, we're right a mile from the beach, a mile from Las Olas. You know, people pay $1 million for a house right around the corner from us that they have to knock down just to make it look, you know,
Yeah.
halfway, you know, to make it look good. So, you know, where we are, our location, what we have, let's take care of it. It's, you know, it needs TLC. The building's 60 years old. And, you know, eventually, like I said, we're going to want to paint it. We're going to want to do other things. It's going to take time. It's going to take money. And if everyone's patient, you know, rest assured that this board is on top of it to do the best we can.
You
Oh,
looked at
hi.
relocating any of the bushes that you plan on?
If we
removing?
can relocate it, we will. A lot of the stuff, like Denise asked about the flowers. I asked the guy if he could redo those flowers. They're
You could save
beautiful.
them, yeah.
If we could
Yeah.
take them and put them in the middle here or something,
Just something
Or
that you look
exchange.
out to your, and you see color. You
We
just
want
don't
color.
see
Yeah.
trees.
Even around the fence, it will look nice.
We
Yeah.
have a lot of beautiful shrubbery. Anita 108, and there's a bunch right here that serves no purpose, actually. We can probably save some finances and use it to cover some of
For
the
the
areas,
privacy.
like, yes, to save.
well, I would tell you this. I asked them about relocating, and they said it costs you sometimes more money to relocate it
Yes,
than
Okay,
it will to spot. And this is
it
the
does.
this is the good
Okay.
thing. This is the good thing I was going to say.
okay.
We don't have to spend a lot of money right away. We could buy plants and things when they're small. We could have Pete plant it. You know, we don't have to pay a professional landscaper to do all this.
I gotta
True.
say, even if we, Denise, 102, even if we start small, we can take clips because I know some of these are family things over the years.
Years.
And it's really special and important. And it's usually a beautiful item is take small clipping,
Priceless.
even if we plant it, big
Yes.
deal.
Yeah.
And then it'll grow beautiful because boy, we're Florida, stuff grows pretty fast.
Yes, especially in the rainy season, it goes quick,
And it
as you
still
guys
has a
see.
sentimental, beautiful
Of the
value that.
people who were here
Yeah.
before.
And even like on this side of the building, I was thinking we could put some nice stuff there.
Yeah.
If you guys look by the pool, this stuff needs to go. It's
Yeah.
old, it's
That's
horrible.
crap.
Yeah.
And
We can even have volunteers to help plan.
Absolutely.
Help.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not like professional about it, but if we all, I mean, that would be fun, but.
I'm in.
I think you've given a pretty
To
complete
plan.
explanation.
Yeah.
Where do you get
of
volunteers?
Where the money's
I'm-
going. for
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely. So
For sure.
Plan.
so we like I said, we're trying to be fiscally responsible. We're not trying to just spend money to spend money. You know, we're doing this assessment because we feel that if we want to do the long-term improvement on this building, things that have to be done, things that people want done,
I agree with you.
it's going to take a little bit of, you know, it's going to take money. It's going to take some time to continue to build our reserves.
It'll
And it's
be
going to,
one big ouch, but then done.
and then
Then done.
and like
Exactly.
Denise said, we don't want to
We're
put
gonna do it.
Band-Aids on things. We don't want to just do things temporary.
Take
We
some
want to,
lipstick on a pig.
yeah, it's still a pig. So we want to do things the right way, take our time getting it done the right way. and make sure at the end people look and say, wow, I'm very happy to be living here. We have a property,
Yeah.
proud to be living here, you know?
Denise, 102 again. I gotta say, the board, we have been really doing a ton of research.
Yeah.
And that's what's taking all our time
Yes.
also, is just getting these estimates, reviving these estimates and going
Yeah.
over them and over. So once we decide to do it, we'll be not happy, we'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's the thing. It's like Denise said, you know, Bonnie, Denise, we met with several of these pavement people. I met with several plumbers with Bonnie, several, you know, 3-4 different plumbers. I called 3 or 4 different insurance companies to get our prices as low as we can get it. I met with 3 or 4 different landscaping people because our guy that we were using wanted 2,500. I ended up getting it for 1,600 to cut the trees down that needed to be cut. If you guys remember the sea grate that the branch broke, you know? So I met with those guys. You know, I've been meeting with the door people, you know, 3 or 4 different people for the doors, you know, FP&L. You know, this becomes a full-time job, believe it or not. And it takes a lot of time, but we don't mind. I don't mind doing it. The guys that are on the board, everyone on this board right now does not mind doing it because they know that it's in the best interest for everybody. And we're trying to do the best for everybody moving forward.
Janice Lever representing Unit 301. Do you have any details on how the doors, the closures of the fenced gates are gonna be?
That's a more detail.
Yeah.
It's-
We're not even there yet.
We're so focused on the
Yeah.
driveway and get that
Okay.
done.
We're just getting quotes now for the doors. And insofar as the way the door will open, it'll probably open in towards the buildings. Okay. All 3 doors.
We'll have images.
Can they per fire code though?
Everything's got to be per fire code. They're not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna get approved.
Right, no, I'm just.
As a matter of fact, when they all came, all 3 of the fence people said that this door is going to have to be replaced because it has to swing out, not in. And when the city comes for final approval,
Oh.
yeah, when the city comes for final approval, they will fail. Even if the outside is perfect, they will fail us because that door does not swing out. It swings in. That's the pool. Tom, you got a question? Go
I
ahead.
think per code, all of the gates will have to swing out,
Okay.
not, but
That
that'll
would
be,
be, yeah, like
that'll be.
They'll let us know.
as we get,
They will let
we're
you
not
know.
there
Yeah,
yet.
No, just
But when we get
Yeah.
there, you know, we're gonna start, like I said, we'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the website, you know.
Well, the
We
thing
will-
is, the vendor should have that information. I mean, I'm sure they're schooled in what they do.
In order to get
Yeah.
the approval, they have to get it, you know, they have to go through the city to get an approval.
Yes.
They're gonna have to approve the plans, and then they have to do a final inspection per that approval. So that's how it works. So, you know, I'm confident whoever we use, the 3 companies that we got quotes from, are all bigger company. One was a national fence company, and they were the most expensive. So I don't know if we're going to use them, but you know, it's like I said, everyone was giving us the exact same product. So, any other questions? Any other comments that anybody may have?
I think you guys are doing a hell of a job.
Oh,
'cause,
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You have a grasp now of how much work it is.
Yeah, I do too.
People
I do.
who never do anything goes, the board never does anything, and you get used to that criticism,
Yeah.
and it is not true.
Right. Well,
End of story.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So we're going to continue to do the best we can and do whatever we can to help everyone out. So, like I said, if you have questions, you have comments, always feel free to ask.
I'm gonna say hi to everybody out there if I show up.
Hi.
Anyway, yes, hi, this is
Yeah,
Denise,
yeah, but
102. I think we're getting close to wrap up, so I want to
Hey.
make a push for the website.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
luckily you guys who are on, going forward, whenever we have a meeting, the minute we hear that we are gonna have another big meeting, it will be on the owner's website where you can click, boom, you're there. Because sometimes I think it's hard to find it after an email is
Yes.
been sent to you for 2 weeks. Boom, click that little Zoom link, which is on right now for this meeting. If somebody has a special phone number, I'd like to include that. I don't want to put the 800 phone numbers that seem to be, if you're on a phone, blah, 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 blah. But a basic Zoom link, that's where you can go 24 hours and you know you'll be quickly connected. Again, we have a lot of good things under the owners, so just check it from time to time. On the front page, it's been moved, the directory for all tenants in case there's emergency. That means residents, at least the guy who's making too much noise and 3X, which I know we don't have, is you can actually call or text that person and say, hey, keep it down or whatever. Also, who was it? Our maintenance guy. Yeah. Peter, I'm sorry. Peter, who is lovely. His number is there. So a few emergency numbers are right there on the front page, resident or owner of things you can access right away. And it is always kept super up to date. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Okay, I'm just gonna couple quick
Thank you.
quick things and we'll end it because it's very hot here. I know you guys on the call are under AC and you're enjoying it, but it's hot for us out here. We were going to fill in the vacancy, but TJ, Tommy Quitter, is not here. So we're gonna table that for a future date. And in the meantime, we'll continue with 4
Might make a
members.
formal motion to table that.
I'm gonna make a formal
and
motion.
approve it, yeah.
And approve it for next time because she's not here and I don't want to, without her being here, I don't think it's right to do it. So I make a motion to table that. Do I get a second?
it.
I third it.
There you go. So we're good to go. A couple of quick things I just want to talk about. Cheryl emailed me, Cheryl upstairs, and she was asking about people not feeding stray cats the food that is out there. You got raccoons coming to eat it. You got rats coming.
Good point.
It's bringing certain things. So please do not feed stray cats. It's not something that, at the end of the day, it's going to have headaches for all of us. And we don't want mice or rodents or anything like that.
And they're already here floating around.
100%.
In the day. I see them and they come. And they're
Yes.
fighting and I don't know what they're doing. And
Yes.
every time
Oh my God, you can hear them at night.
I hear
I know what they're
them.
doing.
Yeah. I don't know if they're talking or what they're doing, but my God, it's like,
They're
Wow.
mating,
They're discussing sex.
I guess so.
making more than a sound.
In this condo, I don't know what they're doing, but it's very loud here at night.
One more thing or 2 more things I'll say. Parking. If you have guests parking, let us know. A couple of weeks ago, Anita called me and said there's a car that's been sitting here. It had like a donut, if you know those little spare tires. The license plate was hanging off. It was here for about a week or 10 days. We don't know how long. And I was going to get it towed, but it ended up going. So guys, if you have anyone that's parking here, if you have a friend, a guest, anyone, let us know, or the car will be towed. And we don't want to hear it later saying, "Well, it was my friend." And
Right.
You should
You
have
know.
a little sign in.
We
your
should
window.
have.
Yeah.
If you don't, ask
Well,
somebody
too.
for it.
Yeah.
Everybody needs
Or
to use
just put
it.
a note on the dashboard.
Yeah. The note on the dashboard, who you're with, name of the person, which is important, and their apartment number. Yeah, and Sharon made some passes for people. Maybe we'll get some more passes made if
We have 2 per condo.
yeah.
The rule was about 7 years ago. We had 2 per condo, and anybody who parks in the guest spot is
Had
to
to
put
display
that display it on their
Correct.
window. Therefore, everybody in this condo knows that it's a guest of somebody. Shireen was kind enough to make it. I thought it was
Right.
an excellent idea. We need to reinforce that again.
I have to agree with you 100%.
Okay.
If you don't have one, then maybe we can do something to
Ask
try that.
Shireen. She's glad. I know Shireen. She will gladly make it. Talk to the board. They will make you another pass, but it needs to be reinstated because for
Right.
safety reasons, we have people across the building here coming over
Yes.
daily. I'm telling them they can't park. And
Right,
we have people across the green building here
Yes.
just taking up our guest spot.
right.
I don't think the board, and you can correct me, is strict that nobody's allowed in the guest spot. No one ever. We want it. We want it for
For our guests, the condos guests.
for our guests, and we should be able to because we pay for it, but not for Joe Schmo and Eric McKibbe over there. For us.
There you go.
That is right.
And then the last thing I just want to talk about, if you have any guests coming to stay with you over a certain amount of days, I think it's on the website. Or is it?
30?
No, I don't think it's. I think it's like 7 days.
Also,
Yeah, just inform the board. Please let us know so we don't see people, strangers walking around. We at least and then we could, they'll ask us, and I don't know who it is.
Right.
We don't want to ask your guest. Let us know, and then we'll let everybody know as they ask us, and we'll say, and then you know how it is here. People, it's a small community, and
If we know.
people know. So
that's another safety precaution.
yeah, of course, it's safety. It's all about safety. So we'll go from there. If there's any other questions or comments, please.
Oh, can I just ask something quick?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the update with the pool, lights? We've had them on for the longest time, and I know that there was something that broke that, and I know it's not like super important or
Right.
whatever, but,
But it's
is
so
that gonna?
beautiful at night.
Oh, I love
It is
it.
nice.
I read by my window and I love looking at the
yeah.
lights.
Well, two
outside.
things I'll say.
So,
Go
what's
ahead.
going on with that?
Shamrock, the pool company, and I are going to meet this week. The East Coast Water, the irrigation company, and I are going to meet this week. So I'll ask them about the pool light. I already asked them about this algae that's building.
Is that-
I don't know what it is, but I think it's disgusting. And I already asked them about that to clean it up.
Right.
If they
Our
could do
needs to be
something.
shopped.
Yeah, and so I'm meeting with both of those guys this week and go from there with that. With those questions, I'll ask about the light, the pool light. But let me see.
Notice that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
I'll put
know.
that on my list.
Yeah,
Oh, you would definitely.
Yeah, oh, I noticed.
yeah. So I'm meeting with them this week, and I'll give you guys an update. I'll give the board an update, and if anybody wants to call me and ask me what the results were,
I'll be
Feel free.
available too if you know,
Thank you.
feel
need
free.
someone to take notes.
Okay, so
And do we need a heating pump? Is that being used? That's just a tabletop. Is it worth it financially?
We were
I
just talking about that.
And
That's
it-
one of, that's for that landscape, more than anything.
okay.
heat it.
So.
We'll
it's
like I said, this is a community.
But that's,
Go
but
ahead.
that's gonna be with the fence or.
Yes, after the fact.
It's just a
Fence
tabletop,
with
but it
another
was
story.
I mean,
Are you talking about a pool heater?
yeah,
No,
to
do we-
replace it, to fix it.
replace Is that fiscally, depending on how many people, we have 26 units, how many people really use the heat here? Is it worth it to use that money towards, another visionary project to better
Correct.
improve the condo? Or is it better to heat the pool all the time?
Good question. I think that's something that we have to ask ourselves.
That would be something, we'd probably take a survey on.
We'll do a survey on
Survey.
it,
Same way as we did with the.
100%.
Treatment.
That's like a winter thing, 2
Yeah.
weeks of the year. Because
Yeah,
right
we
now,
can't right now.
no, no, no.
I don't think we heat it now.
Please do not heat it now. We need cool
But that,
water.
and yeah, and that's a,
Correct,
We
correct,
can't even go in there.
yeah.
correct.
I think that's a good point that Anita pointed out because, we're gonna invest that kind of money for people who come down. And how much do they use it? I mean, I live here. I don't see many people in the pool very often, period, so, or use the grill very often, period. So it's like, certain things,
We have to.
we'll talk,
prioritize.
we'll talk to everybody. We'll give ideas of what we're thinking. And if you guys say, let's keep the heater, we'll keep the heater. If you guys say, let's do something else with that money, we could do something else with that money. And, but when the time comes, we'll figure it out. Just right now, I think it was like 6,000 or 7,000 that I heard for fixing it. Kyra got a quote. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 2 years ago, I got one for 5,200, so.
No,
Could-
it's up
could
to
be-
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyra looked into it, so it was about
Okay,
6
all right.
grand.
Just-
So do we want to spend that kind of money for people who only use it once in a while? Or can we reinvest
I
it
don't think that's a
to,
decision that we need to make anytime.
no time soon, trust me. We have a lot going on, guys. And we're trying to do, one thing at a time, but we're trying to get everything done ASAP, fiscally responsible, and to make it so that, we're not going to please everybody, but we're going to try to please the majority and try to make it so that everybody could understand what we're doing, why we're doing it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Couple of quick notes.
go ahead.
Unit 301 again, your fire extinguishers are past due for recertifications.
Hmm.
8/1 of this year, your elevator inspection needs to be done. I don't know if you need to call it in or if that's automatic.
Hmm.
Has anybody actually looked into cameras?
Yep, we have.
And I've been here only 2 nights and I know that I've been closing that back door
Hmm.
for,
Sharon closes it all the time.
Yeah. But it's a family environment here. It should be see something, say something. Everybody should be pitching in. So with the cameras, I mean, there's only so much security that you can have without needing some kind of evidence going forward. And then my only comments about adding in additional hedging and bushing is when you put something up like that, then you have another place for somebody to hide. Keep that in mind.
Well, I'm not going to concern myself with somebody hiding in the bushes.
We'll get
We're
more
worried
data.
about someone trying to jump in and stay in our property.
Got it.
But if somebody sees somebody hiding in a bush, call the cops. I mean, we can't worry about, we can't worry about every little problem before it happens. Fire extinguisher, yeah, we know that. The elevator, yes, we do know that. We'll be on top of those things. Insofar as the cameras go, we need a staging area for monitors to be placed. We don't have like a dedicated room for it.
I,
No, it has to have a
I offered
place.
my guest
And
bedroom
Bonnie did offer it.
3 times.
So
I'm not
we-
gonna do it again.
Well, if
Yes,
Bonnie's
I
still
did.
willing, we might look into it, but it's also again money, and we're trying to, we haven't had one here in 30 years, cameras here at all in 30 years, so something we want to look into it. Me and Bonnie discussed it already before, so we go from there.
And it's also the fence first. And the fence is a
Amen.
security thing.
Yeah,
So that seems like
And
we're
it's also
going
a
at that ballpark.
deterrence.
deterrence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a deterrent. So, like I said, we have to get these electric doors done sooner than later. The plumbing has been done. That had to get done ASAP. We
That
did
was
it.
priority.
So once we get these doors moving and we see what our finances are, then we're gonna move to the fence. Fence/landscaping, because landscaping has to be done before the fence gets put up.
Priorities.
Yeah, and then we can start looking to those other things like cameras and stuff like that.
Okay,
Ah.
only thing is adjournment. Move-
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're
to-
gonna move to adjourn. If there's any other questions, because we're good to
What
go.
did I say? I'd just like to thank all our people on Zoom for being here.
Yes.
That's
Thank
so
you.
good of
Thank
you.
you,
So
everybody.
applause out to you guys.
We
too.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate you indeed.
Okay. So I'm gonna move.
We can,
assess the
no.
needs. Yeah, we did the
Oh,
assessment.
I wasn't here.
Oh, well, you know what? No, she might have came in late.
Yeah.
You know what?
you came in after the money.
Look at the Zoom meeting and you'll get it. I'll give it to you in a minute.
You weren't here for the
So
vote?
I'm gonna move to adjourn. If anybody wants a second
We second.
I second.
and third. Okay.
All in favor?
Board decision only.
Yes,
Yes.
and meeting adjourned, just note the time, we're done.
Meeting has been adjourned at 12:37.
No.
One.
Well, 1:30, 1:37.
Starting in August and
Okay, and remember the payment starts August
Yeah.
August
These
1st. And you could pay it all off ahead of time if you want. However